The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Brian Hoppe and that's it. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2, Hoppe. Hoppe, Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe and Allessia.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
What's going on? We don't have a squeaky chair today. How are you, Allessia?
Doing great, Ryan. How are you?
We have an NFL player in, and the whole time my chair was squeaky. So I went to Goodwill and I got a new chair for $15.
Woo!
The biggest accomplishment of my life. I went to Office Depot, $190 for a chair.
Yeah, office chairs are so expensive for some reason. I'm glad you found that one.
It's the demand. Everybody needs them, so there's really no way to get it cheaper. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I actually looked for a guy on the side of the road that's selling chairs, or somebody that puts one out on the side in front of their house and just grab that.
I don't want to call it dumpster diving, but I love when I see stuff on the side of the road. I will stop and grab it.
So on the show right now is somebody I have known for, I don't know, it seems like forever. Probably 2 years, feels like 2 million years, 3 million years maybe. Frank the Kava OG from Dignitary Tea Kava House.
What's up?
Is live on Hoppe Hour, a.k.a. my second home.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on the show. Allessia,
Yeah.
Hoppe.
I find you fascinating because Kava and kratom has a very weird vibe to it. And this is what I mean by it. So I've been recently single for 2 months, and whenever I'm talking to a new match on a dating app, and I say that I'm at a kava bar, they're like, oh, so you're a recovering drug addict, or oh, you're into heroin. I've had literal females say that to me on dating apps. So it has a weird connotation, and then it's not legal in Sarasota. So Frank, I want to give you the platform.
Really?
Describe to us what the hell kava and kratom is.
Well, you got to look at it two completely different things. Kava is kava. It's from the South Pacific. It's like weed. It chills you out. It's not addicting. The more you drink it, the less you need. Kratom, completely different animal. Kratom is from Southeast Asia. It's a tree that's in the coffee family, and it's been used for pain relief and anxiety, stress, all that stuff for hundreds, thousands of years in Asia.
I am so interested in everything you have to teach us today. I have a million questions.
But it's crazy because people put them all together because it's sold in the same places. You got kava bar, people are thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to be around a bunch of alcoholics and addicts that are trying to quit drinking, and it's not that case. There are a lot of people that are in recovery, but it's because they found something different that's better for you than alcohol or drugs, and it just happens to be that those two go together well.
So when I was a kid, my first job was a smoothie bar. And we had this thing that was new to me called Kiva. Now, is that a different Kiva? And apparently it was from the South Pacific, like Hawaii, and it was one of their plants that kind of chilled you out. But I haven't heard of it since. I keep hearing kratom or
Hawaii they have kava in Hawaii, but it's called awa. It's a family thing. It could keep it close to the family. Kiva, it might have just been somebody pronouncing it different.
Okay, there we go.
I would think.
I want to try some Kiva.
Yeah. Give me that Kiva.
So you talk about it. I don't know what you want to talk about on air, but I know that kava has helped you in recovery, correct?
Well, not necessarily. I never considered myself, I come from a family of alcoholics, but I never was that person that had to have a drink. I always have had a non-addictive personality. It's just me. But kava for me, when I found it, I was overweight. I was drinking a lot. I drink every day. And I just wandered into this kava bar in St. Pete, Bula Cafe, and it was like I had a shitty day at work, and, I was pissed off because I didn't hit my sales quota, and I walk into this place, and there's a hippie kid with dreads behind the counter, and and an Asian guy inside. And I go to the Asian guy first, and I'm like, dude, what is this stuff? I've heard, Creative Loafing mention something about it. He's like, all right, go outside and talk to that guy. I'm like, all right, this guy's a douche. So I go outside, and Kevin's this like 18-year-old kid, dreadlocks, and he's like, yeah, man, it'll help reduce stress, helps with anxiety. It's like weed. I'm like, all right, well, give me a shell. So I did like 3 shells, and I went home and I was.
What is it called?
Kava.
No. You said.
Oh, Bula Cafe.
But no.
A shell.
A
shell. A coconut shell. It was
you drink it out of the coconut shell?
Yeah, in the islands, they make it in these things called tanoas, and then everybody has like their own coconut shell.
So then isn't it like when you guys had the shells, isn't that man-made? Like, that's not an actual shell. That was a man-made shell.
My
correct?
shell, the one I use, is an actual coconut shell.
Oh, wow.
And some of them that you can get, I mean, it's just a coconut. Crack it in half and make a cup out of it.
Okay, I'm like so new to this, so I have to slowly break things down for my
Please
brain.
do.
So you have a shell. One time, a cousin of mine brought some over, but it was mixed with like coffee, or it was just in a cup, drink. Is that typical?
You can get extracts and stuff like that, but the traditional kava is just the root of a pepper plant ground up, mixed with water, and made in a big bowl. And everybody, when they make it ceremonially in the islands, they'll make a batch of kava. Back in the early days, they said that it was only made by virgins, and that they would chew the root up and spit it back into the bowl, and then mix it with water and serve it to the chief, because it only had to be made by people that were pure. So it's that spirituality that really is this thing about kava. It's been a part of its history. And basically the first shell should go to the elder, or whoever's the main guy in the tribe. He'll get the first shell. He'll say bula and drink it. And then everybody will ceremonially get a shell and they'll drink.
So that is their cheers when they go, bula! That's their cheers.
Bula vanaka. It's a Fijian greeting. If you were like go to Hawaii, they say mahalo, or they put a thing around your neck and stuff. And in Fiji, it's bula. Everybody's saying bula.
Bula.
Yeah.
I need to practice bula. Yeah.
You would be good at saying that.
We Americanized it here, saying, it means long life and good health. So it's really just kind of it's an overall.
It's like
greeting.
Namaste.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like the ceremonial aspect of it.
Yeah. And that's what drew me. I was always kava first. I was never a kratom guy. I've never really liked opiates. I never had anything for painkillers or anything like that. And I was diabetic. I was about to go on insulin. My A1C was pushing 12 or 13, and my doctor's like, we've tried everything. You can't, I started reading about kratom. Did my research. I'm an engineer at heart. And
you said kratom was the one from Asia.
Kratom is the one from Asia. It's the one that's
but
like
it's a
coffee.
plant. It's a tree.
It's a tree, yeah.
Okay.
And what we're consuming is the leaves. But it also has medicinal properties. It helps reduce blood sugar. It helps with anxiety. It helps with metabolism. I was on a fistful of meds. I was 280 pounds, drinking every day, and I, didn't want to shoot myself up with a needle. So I read about and I started doing just like a single tea kratom every day, changed my diet, started losing weight, quit drinking alcohol.
Yeah, bro, I've lost 25 pounds since August.
Yeah.
Crazy. And
over an 11 months period, my A1C went from 12 down to 6, and I was able to start weaning off.
I need to try this
diabetes
stuff.
meds.
What is the calorie count of kava or kratom? Because before I began really drinking it, because I began drinking it in 2018 at some of the bars in St. Pete, but just didn't really vibe with the crowd there. And I absolutely vibe with your crowd. But what I'm saying is I went through a spree of just drinking a lot of beer for about 2 years until August this year, when I just was sick of waking up hungover. So if I was drinking 8 beers a night, that's about almost 1,000 calories. So what's the calorie count per shell, if there is one?
Unless you're adding a bunch of syrups and sweeteners to it, there's probably 0 calories.
That's what's amazing about it, is it relaxes you after a long, hard day at work. You can get some
How much is it for
kratom.
a shell?
$4.
Okay.
It's 4 ounces of shell. And what's cool about it, kava has a reverse tolerance. So the more you drink, the less you need. It builds up in your system almost like a CBD.
Wow.
So after a while, I can go in and have 1 shell, and I feel it right away.
That's amazing. I love that it's affordable.
Yeah.
It helps do the trick, and it's medicinal in a natural way, which I am for. I'm not about pills and pharmaceuticals.
And that was the thing for me, is I was seeking something other than pharmaceuticals. I was seeking a way to change, because I needed to get healthy. My dad died at 52 from alcoholism. My brother had passed away from a dirty needle infection. So I was
Wow.
right down that same path, man. And I knew something had to be done. And for me, that was what put me in that mind frame. It took me out of, okay, I'm going to drink every day. I'm going to bust my ass at work, and I'm just going to, kill myself and die young. And Kava actually slowed all that down. I started using essential oils. Like I said, I lost over 100 pounds. I quit drinking, and man, I was...
You know what I've noticed?
Life's
My
changed.
sleep has been phenomenal the last...
Yeah.
Like, I drank maybe 4 or 5 Jack and Cokes on this first date that was right next door to my company party where they had a 2-drink ticket, and I may have had a third one from a coworker. And I woke up the next morning and didn't really sleep well. And I was like, man, I missed my Kava sleep. Yeah. Like, I wasn't even that drunk, but I could tell that the consumption of Jack and Cokes was a little different than going to Dignitary
Jack
Tea
has a
Kava
way of
House.
making you forget how many I had, how many Jacks.
And the thing was, it felt beautiful. In the moment, I'm feeling amazing, and then it's like 8 a.m., and I'm like, I'm dying.
Now, Kava is beautiful for insomnia. You don't get hungover. You don't make stupid decisions.
What kind of people could I expect? I'm very new to this.
It's a very diverse.
It's a diverse.
community. Yeah.
That's what Ryan said.
And when we say that it's diverse, we're not just saying that. Your cafe, Dignitary Tea and Kava House on West Shore Boulevard, might literally be the most diverse place I've ever been. Everybody's got a different tale. Everybody's different ethnicities, sexual orientations. Everybody's welcomed. Ian Beckles is a legend, man. The thing about Ian, everyone knows who Ian is, and he doesn't burn bridges.
No.
Any relationship that he ends, a job, dating, he's talked about it.
Yeah,
he doesn't burn a bridge. So you can go there and you might know somebody from another job or whatever, and it's all love. It's great.
Yeah, Ian's a great guy. I wouldn't be in this position if honestly, I'd still be Kava OG, but I'd be a part of the community anonymously. But without Ian, I wouldn't be actually doing this and having a chance to help everybody. And that's
How did
my
you first
thing.
meet Ian?
I'm so sad we don't have some right now because
I know. I didn't get a
wanna,
chance to get over
But
there.
your
pass
first
around
show,
the show.
your first show is free, so it's even more of a reason for us to go
Why
sometime.
is it free? Is that a thing?
First show's always free.
What?
Anybody hasn't tried it, it's part of the tradition.
Oh my God, I want to go right now.
And
That's sweet.
I'm going after.
Tomorrow, Friday, is our very marijuana Christmas party.
Marijuana.
Christmas party.
So,
We'll open it up.
are you a
Yeah.
dispensary too?
We're not a dispensary, but we do have cannabis doc on site every Friday. So if somebody wants to get their medical card, they just go to cannabisdocgroup.com, make an appointment for Fridays, and it's at Dignitary Cafe. And you come in, you get your medical card, then you can go directly to the dispensary, come back to Dignitary, chill out back, do what you want to do, medicate.
Frank, what is some of the best advice that Ian Beckles has given you?
I don't know. Me and Ian are a lot alike, which is cool. And you asked about how I met him. Ian was, over a year ago, was trying to quit drinking. He was killing like a handle of vodka every 2-3 days in that place. And
remember.
he had that beautiful atmosphere, but no business. He had a little coffee shop, and he was basically just living there. And he started wandering around the community, going to different kava bars and stuff. And a friend of mine's like, yeah, man, Ian Beckles was in Ohana, and he was asking about kava, and he's like, got this little cafe. And I'm like, shit, I'm looking for somebody to go and, I'll show him how to make kratom and kava. So, it's no big deal. So we load up, we go down there on a Saturday. Place is dead empty, cold, nobody there. Go in, Ian, and funny thing is he had actually took a handful of mushrooms that morning before we showed up.
Oh my gosh.
So he's like tripping balls a little bit, and I come in with a cooler full of freaking kava and
Midday.
kratom and stuff. Yeah, and this is like noonish. And we start drinking, and I'm looking at him, and he's like got a piece of paper, and he's writing down the recipe and shit. And I'm like, this guy's not looking for a recipe. So I wait a day, and I call him back. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, oh, well, I want to start a kava bar. And I'm like, well, you looking for a partner? He's like, come on down, let's talk. And we started talking, and next thing you know, I was like, fuck corporate America.
And that's the thing is when you go.
How's it doing now?
It's great.
You said you walked in and it was slow, so things have
It
turned.
was nothing. We went from maybe doing $50 a day to doing almost $1,000 a day right now.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty good, Frank.
In a year's time. And it's growing. I mean, it really is growing. It's like building a tribe. You're bringing people in, and your community, your people around that kava bar are the heart. And what you got to do is you got to attract one. I had so many people walk into that place and their eyes get big and they're like, oh my God, I've driven by this place every single day and I didn't know this was here. And I'm like, well, come on in.
And everybody's there for a different reason, in a way that people know Ian from the radio. They know him from playing the Buccaneers. They know him from being a coach for teams with his son growing up. Like, everybody knows Ian for a different reason. Everybody knows you for a different reason. So it's the perfect place to network at.
Ian's South Tampa.
I've made business partners and I've made friends and alliances and everything being at your place. It is such a better vibe than a bar, because at a bar, first of all, you have to get an Uber. You can't drive home. And second of all, it's just kind of like, it gets dark, man.
The thing about bars is how many people are actually serious in a bar. When you're buzzed and bullshitting, anything will come out of your fucking mouth. And then the next day it's like, oh, what did I say that?
I want to know the difference. So, like, former marijuana smoker here. Mm-hmm. So I stopped because I got such bad anxiety from smoking. And I'm wondering, what's the similarities between kratom and like smoking a joint or whatever? Like, is it the high feeling? Explain what feeling you're
it's
getting.
not a euphoria. With kava, it's more of a relaxation, muscle relaxation.
But you feel like yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It actually focuses the mind. It clears your head and focuses you.
It kind of feels like you have like a load off your back. Because there's some days that, because I get up every day at 3:45, that when I'm done with the day, like after this, we're recording at 1:14 and we're going to go afterwards. And I can't wait to have that kratom from Sita. I just can't wait and the funny part is I need to know the different flavors or the different types. Have you seen the way I order? Everybody else knows what they want. And I go, I just want to feel relaxed or I just want to feel upbeat. And you guys there, Bill, Sita, Lenny, Allie, you, everybody makes you feel at home. Because a lot of places I feel like would go, you don't know by now? Because I know white makes me upbeat and it's a Friday night, but I'm going to want, what is it, green if I want to relax?
Oh, there's different kinds?
Kratom, basically, the different strains are red, green, white, and yellow. And it's the color of the vein that's in the leaf that's harvested from the tree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if it's a red vein, that's a more relaxing, kind of pain-relieving vein or strain. If it's green vein, then it's more euphoric, kind of like it releases more dopamine, makes you happy. The white is more like coffee. It's going to be more energetic and anxiety relieving and kind of get you going. And then the yellow is kind of like a full spectrum. It's a little bit of all three. I'd say it's the euphoria green, the pain relief of red, and the energy of white all mixed
And
together.
also,
wow,
shout out to Mitra 9. You guys sell Mitra 9 there, and I'm good friends with Keith, and Shane is awesome, and so is Dallas. They're out of Fort Myers. Explain Mitra 9, because that's the best.
Yeah, Mitra 9 is a kratom extract, which I'm not about the extracts. I'm all about natural. All my kratom is brewed naturally. I use turmeric, cinnamon, brown, different herbs to kind of bring out the medicinal property. But Mitra is actually extracting the spissocia, the main alkaloid out of the kratom, and then making these tasty beverages, which I've never been a fan of. I've always been about the natural, but they do a good job.
I think I would be really more natural too. If I come in, I want my shell. I'm very excited.
And like I said, the shell and the kratom are two different things. The kratom is a tea. You just want to sip it. Like I'd say, if it's the first time you've ever had it, you don't want to drink a lot. You want to get maybe a single and just sip on it and see how it affects you.
I think you would like Mitra 9 because it's like a hard seltzer.
I would say would start with the tea. Because the extracts are going to be a little bit stronger. It's going to hit you a lot harder.
No, that makes sense.
So why do you think it is? So you mentioned the Mitra 9. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. Was from Fort Myers. Mm-hmm. But then you said earlier.
What did I say?
You said earlier that in Sarasota this isn't legal yet. So can you explain the legality? Are you ever afraid that they're going to take that away from Tampa Bay?
Kratom's not regulated by the FDA. It's already been tried to put on, the government's tried to put it on the schedule list back in 2016. They basically were going to schedule it as as dangerous as heroin and cocaine and all that, which a bunch of people were like, you know what? This is helping me stop doing heroin. It's doing heroin, And
are there side effects?
Well, no. If you drink a lot of it, you're going to build up a tolerance to it.
And also, I noticed, like, if that is your vice in life, and I don't even want to use the word vice with kratom and kava, but if that's like what helps you get through life, there's so many worse things.
There are so many worse things, and that's the thing is, side effects. You say the worst that can happen if you're drinking like dirty kratom. A lot of people, that have issues will just ingest the powder and drink it with water instead of waiting to make the tea. That screws through the digestive system.
And I remember one time I got a bag of kratom because there might be people listening that go, why should I go there? I can make it my own at home. Oh, no. It's it's hard to make it home. I failed at it. I tried,
Sounds
and
like
I got
an art.
nauseous. Like, and watching you do it.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what it's equivalent to. It's equivalent to like watching somebody who's like a Ray Lampy, a barbecue artist, doing their meats.
It's an art.
Or Ian Beckles doing his meats and having dinner and that and having a beautiful time at the place. The same way watching you in the back making the kava. What is that process like?
It's just, you know what? It's not hard. It's the love, man. I love doing this. I love making this stuff for people. I like good tea. So I'm gonna make it the way I like it, but I've also done the research. I'm knowing what I'm putting in this stuff is actually good for people. You know, so for me, it's just, I don't know.
So you don't really feel shame. It's not like you're like packaging booze where you're like, this is ruining a family. There's really nothing wrong with it. So it's like a labor of love.
Everything that I'm doing is done with intention to help.
Yes.
Everything. You know what I mean?
Interesting thought. So we talked about alcoholism. Obviously, we know alcohol can affect people a number of different ways. You could be the happy alcoholic, you could be the violent alcoholic, or whatever. But with kratom, are there different personalities that can come out that could negatively affect somebody?
I haven't really seen it.
You haven't seen an angry...
I've seen people, and like anything can be abused. I mean, people can be addicted to anything. I mean, it's just the way it is. People that have past addictions and opiate addictions are looking for that, to chase the dragon high that they get from that, and they're not going to get it with kratom. But it's going to make them not get sick. The problem is they get to the point to where they drink so much that it's no longer helping them. It's becoming, a waste of money. They're not feeling it. They're not getting that high that they wanted. So you see that sometimes, and it's just a matter of talking the person off the ledge.
And you need to, and if you're replacing what ails you and what is your addiction for kava and kratom, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Because like if you're needing it all the time, then I don't even want to try to give advice.
That's where the kava tender or I come in, and I try to talk to people.
Do you talk to people about it?
Oh yeah, I try to help people all the time. I'll listen to their problems.
You listen to mine. You were like you, Sita, and Allie are like my shrink in October.
See, I'm a weird animal. I come from a family of bartenders. My mom and dad were bartenders, and I grew up in that environment in the honky tonks and shit. So
where are you from originally?
Originally South Florida. I was born in Hollywood, Florida, but I was raised in Reno, Nevada. Reno, Tahoe.
That's fascinating.
Wow, Nevada.
That's why you want to go to Nevada. Me and you were talking off air about a month ago.
I want to go. I want to end up retiring in Lake Tahoe.
Oh my gosh, Lake Tahoe would be.
What does your retirement look like?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hopefully mine soon.
Actually, my retirement, and I said to my wife, we got a 4-year, 5-year plan with this whole Kava OG thing, and what I want to do is I want to build this into something that's going to last. And then I want to get an RV and just drive.
Yes.
Me and the wife and the kids, if they want to go along and just across the country.
RV is goals for sure. I agree.
I loved the old place that Ian had 2016, 2017, because I've known Ian for almost 10 years. And I loved every form of it. I loved the Super Bowl parties. All of it was fun.
You're talking about the Skanktuary?
Yeah. But let me tell you, what you guys...
That went right over my head for a second.
Of course it did.
I've heard stories. I was never there.
The Super Bowl party and I don't even want to get into it. That was like me drinking when I was 25, and that's what I'm kind of getting at. I'm glad this took a minute to get to.
Would you put this in the drug category, though?
I would not put it in the drug category.
No, not necessarily.
But the thing is, I would even feel bad about myself, even when I was 25 and 26, and I didn't know better, and I would drink to excess to feel better about myself. There's times I'll have like 3 drinks at your place, but it's not doing anything to impair me, and it's relaxing me because I don't have a hard life, but I have a lot of anxiety, and you guys have really helped my anxiety, and you always feel like you're at home with somebody. And here's what's different about your place compared to going to a bar is when you go to a bar, you're intoxicated. So when you're venting to the bartender, they don't give a fuck. They're like, shut up and just tip me. But there, you guys deserve to be tipped. But at the same time, everyone's sober, so everyone's alert.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you also command the room and let us know if you're in a good mood or bad mood.
Yeah.
So then,
and I wear my emotions.
Me too. Heart on your sleeve.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm passionate. It's really it's passion. It really is because Like I said earlier, I don't like people being late.
And the thing too is you guys are classy. It's great. I feel like I've gotten so many ideas and so many business deals done and meditation sessions and everything at Dignitary Tea and Kava House on West Shore Boulevard. And no offense to any of the other places in Tampa, they're fine, but I feel like they look pretty. Like the outside and everything looks beautiful. It's got great murals in that. But you guys are right to the point.
It's on the inside that counts, right?
It's all that matters.
And it's intent. You know, we want to be a kava bar. You know, a lot of these other places want to be Starbucks. You know, and that's the key is, you know, we want to really, seriously, that's why I have 5 or 6 different varieties of kava, because I'm not just going to say mind, body, 50-50. I got Vanuatu kava, I got Fijian kava. I can tell you where it came from. You know,
I was going to ask, actually.
Yeah.
And also, the thing is, with Bill, Allie, Sita, you, and Lenny, everybody does such a beautiful job of explaining what the product is without making you feel dumb. At other places, they're like, you don't know yet?
A lot of other places, they don't even know. I'll go into kava bars that, you know, maybe they don't know me, although a lot of people in the community do, and I'll ask the kava, hey, where's your kava come from? Oh, some island somewhere.
Yeah, you know.
I was going to ask you, where I am big on that. Like, I am into the essential oils. I'm into the crystals. I'm into all the things. But I want to know where it's actually coming from.
Kava, anywhere from Hawaii all the way up to New Zealand, you've got chains of islands.
And your distributor,
Fiji. Yeah, my distributor is actually getting from Vanuatu. There's 280, 300 islands in Vanuatu, and they all produce kava. Fiji, there's another 260 islands in Fiji. They all produce kava. I get kava I actually have Fijian guys that want to send me their kava. They send me pictures of their root. Frank, how much you want to buy? But, you know, it's all over Tonga. Just all over the South Pacific, the Solomon Islands.
It looks like we need a trip over there.
I would love
Frank,
to go.
let's do this.
Let's just go to New Zealand right now. Let's just go to New Zealand.
Yeah, go do a haka dance somewhere.
Oh my gosh, yes. That would be fun.
Now, Frank, are you good to hang out for a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. 856-49-HOPPY. What's the social media plugs for you if people want to follow you, they want to hear about Dignitary Tea and Kava House?
We're on Instagram. We're Dignitary Kava House, Dignitary Tea and Kava House on Instagram, Facebook. You can also follow me, Kava OG 66 on TikTok and Instagram.
He's good at TikTok.
I'm learning.
Oh my gosh.
What did you want me to say? Oh, you suck at TikTok and you're old?
No. All right. I'm learning.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. This following segment's been brought to you by the best MMA trainer in all the Bay Area. Because I don't know if you notice this, Allessia and Frank. I surround myself with the best. I go to the best Tea and Kava House, Dignitary on West Shore Boulevard. I'm there every day. It's my second home. Also, what's becoming my third home is Amir Academy of Martial Arts at amiracademy.com. You see these guns, Frank? You see them?
Dude, you scare me.
I scare myself. Well, if you go to amiracademy.com, they have women's MMA classes, women's self-defense classes, kids classes, normal classes, whatever you need. They got a workout room and much more at amiracademy.com. Also being brought to you by fitsagefitness.net. Devin Prasad is the best workout trainer in all the Bay Area. Rich Keeley, the barber, richkbarber.com. What do you think of my new haircut? I told Rich when I walked in, I said, I want something new. I said, shave it all off. I'm having a Britney Spears moment.
I only have really aerodynamic.
I love it.
It's very,
I had the same like soccer player hair for 7 months. I was like, do you ever get that where you need a new haircut because you feel like it represents an era that you just don't want to look at it anymore?
I haven't cut my hair in 3 years. Or more.
You kind of do have that vibe.
I like your hair. I like your beard.
you.
But Ryan, when you opened the door to let me in today, I was like, "What?" I love it.
It's called having a crisis and going, I don't want to look like the past. I want to be a new me going into 2023.
You pulled a Britney Spears.
No, I really did. I walked in. I told my barber, I said, "Cut it all off."
Just watch out where you say that at.
Don't go to Ybor.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
You go to Ybor and then you'll have the shoe licker hanging out with you.
Money. And like that.
Wrong button.
Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPY. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Or chat him live via the Hoppe Radio app.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Frank, are you excited for the Christmas season?
Would I be lying? You want me to lie, right?
No, tell the honest truth. We don't do fake bits on here. We don't do fake prank calls.
Oh, humbug, man. Actually, I don't know. I'm not a holiday season.
I'm not digging it this year. For the first time ever, my mom being here, she's in the background hanging out at my apartment for a week.
Mom.
I'm so excited to see her. But besides going to the airport, which we have the best airport, it's so easy to get lost at the airport, though.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it kind of, or is it just me?
I'm sitting here eating a candy cane.
You are sitting here.
This is as holiday spirited as I've been all month.
Frank, is it just getting older? Because
you know what?
This
is my analogy with the whole freaking holiday thing.
Please tell me.
Is people, the Christmas spirit's gone. It's not like it used to be. Now everything is, either everybody's got something that, you're going to want to get them, or you just go to your iPad or whatever and Amazon it to the house.
Amazon ruined it because
ridiculous.
I have an aunt that's quite wealthy and I love her, and I'm very lucky that she gives me money every year for Christmas. And I just went and bought a new Apple TV box because the Roku box, it was like, oh, it's 2 years old. We can't give you new updates to Hulu. So I had to get a whole new box. Yeah. And 10 years ago, I would have asked my aunt, she'd be like, so what does Santa want to get you? Now she's like, here's some money, get what you need. You know what I mean? And that to me, it was fun. It was amazing getting 3 headphones and microphones to get this podcast going. But at the same time, like the whole memories of opening up presents, I don't even know if so your son's 11.
My son's 12. Yeah.
In the 12 years he's been alive, do you think he had anything equivalent of the Christmas experience to what me and Allessia did as millennials and all the previous generations? Or do you think as a Gen Z, Christmas has been different for them the past decade?
I want to say the first 8 or 9 years he did. The first 8, I mean, we were really into it. We did family stuff and all that, but it's just as they've gotten older. My wife is Asian, and she's never really celebrated Christmas. Her family's Buddhist, and it's really just, they put up a tree just for the little ones. But so it just got to where it slowly got less and less. This year we got a little tiny tree on top of the freezer.
Yeah.
It's like it's
different holiday traditions.
I mean, family, we used to get together as a family. It doesn't, my mom, my sister's in Sweden, my brother's off doing his thing. And, if anybody needs to get their dogs trained, alligators.
Frank, have you ever seen real snow?
Oh, absolutely. I grew up in the Sierra Nevada mountains.
I wasn't sure how much snow reached Nevada. I haven't been to Nevada. Well, actually, I've been in Nevada. I went to Las Vegas in 2010 with my mom and my uncle at the age of 16. Oh, it was so much fun.
Bro, I could tell you some stories. A kid from Florida. When we first moved to Nevada, it was like 1980, 79, 80. I'm used to Florida winters, watching snow on TV, Christmas Story, all that bullshit. And like, oh, snow's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. We can't wait till we get there. We get to the mountains, and we're living in Mustang, Nevada, which is out in the middle of freaking nowhere. And the first snowfall, it's like 2 feet drop out. And, it's like me and my brother get our jackets on and shit. We go out and we get a sled and we get in this. And within about 15 minutes, we're soaking wet and freezing. It's like, wait a minute. This shit sucks.
Yeah, great point. You need the right clothes, right?
Imagine this. -10 out in Chicago. Your father is teaching discipline in you that actually helps you as a man when you grow up. My dad would never drive me to school. We lived 2 miles from the fucking school, and he made me wait outside every day in the negative weather, which now I appreciate it because now when it's 50 out and every Floridian shivering, I'm like, hey, I have the memories of waiting for the bus in a suburban neighborhood. And the direction that my bus was at was right into this wind. So this sound effect of the wind was going against your teeth, and your teeth would feel frozen.
Oh, yeah.
Good riddance. I often wonder if I ever were to get a huge, I'm already huge in radio because I'm tall, but if I ever were to get a huge deal in radio, what if they were like, well, you gotta move to Milwaukee, Wisconsin or something and deal with this for 9 months. I mean, does this bring back any memories, this sound? It's frightening.
Oh, yeah. I hated it. And I was out, we lived in the middle of the desert, which we were 15 miles from the school. So we had to get out early every morning for the bus, which was out at the front of the freaking highway. Dude.
And here's the thing, too. Floridians don't know how good they have it. Listen. You think it's bad right now having to go into the car where, I'm not saying this to you, I'm saying this to people that are saying this on social media. You think it's so bad going in your car, having to turn on the heat and see the sunshine? It could be this.
Howling and blowing across the northern plains and headed into the Midwest. That monster winter storm.
But having to turn the heat on in a car for 2 seconds and then driving to a job where you walk inside for 2 seconds. Oh, it's so cold out, Frank.
What about having to scrape the ice off your windows?
No, I know nothing of this.
Oh, the worst was when you were in a hurry. Because people here, they think traffic's bad. I want to see the Bay Area feel grateful about this weather. Yeah. Can you imagine if 20 inches of snow, which does happen, if it came to the Howard Franklin Bridge, everybody would die.
Bro,
everybody would be dead.
It would shut this area down.
Oh, we would be dead. Atlanta freaked out over 2 inches of snow 6 years ago.
Have you ever seen the idiot that grabs the pot of boiling water and throws it on their window, figuring that's going to melt the ice, and instead it cracks the window?
Here's the worst part, Allessia. So you have like a shovel, and then you have like a little scraper, and it's like a broom. How would you describe it?
Yeah, it's a brush and a scraper on one
and
end.
You scrape it. And the problem is you're in a hurry. So imagine you got your 2 kids, you're going to school, you got Hoppe and Allessia in the morning on, and you're scraping someday in the future, and you're scraping the car, but you're in a hurry. And all of a sudden, you open up your car door, and the snow goes on the seat. And then you sit in the snow, and you just accept it. You just accept it.
I feel
blinding road.
What's up?
I feel like when I think about like living in the snow, because I have a Canadian citizenship and all my family's in Toronto. So I think a lot about, should I live up there? What would life look like? And right when I think about a winter and getting my kids in and out of their car seats and like all bundled in jackets and who has to pee and loading groceries up and the biggest thing is like you wake up. When I was in Toronto visiting my family every Christmas, it was like you woke up and the sun was covered by the clouds, and then all of a sudden the day passes, you never see the sun, and it's nighttime, and it's depressing.
Dude.
It is.
It's depressing.
I'll never forget. In Chicago, it's partly cloudy, so you see enough of the sun. When I lived in that dump of a town called Cleveland, with those dumps of people, literally, I never saw the sun once. And I'll never forget, when I moved and I broke my lease and I got out of that shithole of a city and I drove down and I was going through West Virginia, you start to see a little more of the sun. This was May 2015, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia had some sun. Right when it says, welcome to Florida, and you're in Jackson Hole and you're in Jacksonville, the armpit of this whole area, and you're driving through, you're going, oh my God, there's no clouds. I never saw anything like it. I never saw no clouds.
It's a different thing when you cross, because I've made that drive a lot too.
It's fascinating
when you cross
drive.
over into Florida.
You see palm trees. I remember I was like, what? Huh?
Everything's it's magically green.
I almost got into a crash because I was so in awe of Florida. Yeah. I was like, I was just in a factory town, and now I see palm trees.
Yeah. You're right. If I weren't from here, I bet I would appreciate it more.
Nope. Floridians take it for granted. And then, listen, with that news clip, there was no reason to play any more of it because none of the listeners can relate to it. But think about it this way. What time did you get up today? What time did you get up?
I got up at 7:30.
What time were you out of the house with your kids?
I was out we were very late.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know, 8?
Oh my God! You were up at 7:30 and out of the house at 8:39.
No, my math's wrong. 8:30, 8:45.
Okay, so you got up at 7:30 and you and your 2 kids were out of the house at 8:45.
Yes.
Listening to Pat and Aaron on 95.3 WDAE in the morning, 6 to 9. Okay, if you lived in the Midwest, no, you're getting up more at like 6:40. You're shoveling the snow. Then you're waking up the kids and they don't want to get out of the house because it's -10 out and it's freezing and you don't want to leave your bed. At least now when it's 50, it's not that bad. But you literally don't want to leave your warm house. So you would have shoveling, and if the snow's coming down hard, you shovel from 6:40 to 7, you get your kids up. Oh my God, you have to shovel again because more snow.
Too much manual labor.
Yes, and it would kill my back. I literally have a bad back. I had scoliosis surgery 15 years ago. It's why I walk funny. And literally, could you imagine? Oh, no. It's a real thing.
Oh, I know.
It's frightening, bro. It scares me.
I wouldn't want to do it. You know, even if I lived in Tahoe and it snowed, I would just make sure I had enough provisions to last.
I feel like you would never leave your house if you moved to Tahoe.
Probably not.
No, like never. Like there's some people that say they never leave their house, but they go to Publix. and they kind of leave their house, I feel like you would never leave your house. I feel like you would get enough food.
Go to the Reindeer Lodge and get a buffalo burger.
You would go to like alexjones.com and get like prep food for like 10 years.
I do love that my family, I don't know if this is their Italian background or not, but like they still prep and jar and do all. So my grandmother in Toronto has a garden, right? And so in summer, end of summer, they'll prep all the tomato sauce. They have a tomato sauce day. They're all in the garage. Like the whole family's over canning tomato sauce for the whole winter to get you through the winter. She does the peaches, anything from the garden, the peppers. And then they stock up their pantry and it's good to go for winter. And I love that. I think that's fun. I like to eat there.
That's something you have in the northern areas that you don't have in Florida, because people in Florida, we don't have that.
We don't know about this unless you know.
Yeah, but up north, that's beautiful. That's a good tradition. I love the Italian, because I'm Italian too, and I remember grandmother making the sauce and having it stored and frozen for the winter and whatnot. It's always good.
Prepping for survival.
Yeah, exactly.
So Frank, you said you are from Hollywood, Florida, correct?
Yes, Hollywood.
Yes, sir.
I feel like if you could be born anywhere in Florida, I see Key West.
I have only been to Key West like once.
Really?
In my life, yeah. When I was a kid.
The Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen.
You also are a Dolphins fan.
We're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl, because we're the
Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins.
So Frank,
Die Hard, baby.
Frank loves it.
Break down the Miami Dolphins for me right now, because I know you're a huge fan and you want them to be good. Like, you're watching it every Sunday. I see you when I'm at the Dignitary House, dude. Everybody, Dignitary Tea and Kava House is the best place to watch the NFL on Sundays. I'm telling you.
Aqua and orange. I absolutely believe.
We're rooting for them. I'm rooting for the Dolphins because of you.
I almost worked for the Dolphins, Frank.
Really?
Yeah, I went down there for like 4 interviews and then got denied.
4 interviews?
4. And you think they would have paid for a
Dolphins
girl's
Radio?
gas. No, it was for the football team to do like their events and.
Oh, cool. It's a great organization to work for. I know, because I've had family that's worked for them. But I'm in the 70s, I was still here in Florida. My father was an ambulance driver in Miami, so we got to meet Zonka and Kick and all those guys. So
did you meet Dan Marino?
Oh,
No.
Dan Marino.
I would faint if I met Dan Marino.
I would love to meet Dan. I want to catch a ball. I want to catch a ball from Dan one of these days, like Hootie, man. I want to,
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I've been a diehard Dolphin my entire life. I look at this year as a great. Something we haven't had in Miami in a long time. Good coach, good quarterback.
What about the Hurricanes?
The next 3 games.
University fan or no?
Yeah, I'm a UM fan.
Yeah.
I've always been a Hurricane fan. Not so much the last few years. I've always been more pro football than college ball.
Right.
But I've followed the Canes all the way back to when I was.
I find college ball to not be good.
Huh?
I just find college ball to not be good. I just prefer the NFL product. It's also because I'm from Illinois and I'm from Chicago. Can you tell by my accent?
College ball is almost fixed in the sense that big teams get paid by lesser teams to go play there because of the money. It's all about money. Really
and the thing too is like it doesn't seem fair with the teams that make the bowl.
No,
at least in like the NFL, like the best team goes.
But you got to look at the difference. In the NFL, there's only 32 teams. In college football, there's hundreds.
I also don't get the people that get mad about how many bowl games there are. I go, how does that affect your life?
Yeah.
Like, are you all of a sudden making less money because there's more?
Bowl season's always. I mean, it used to be huge. Now it's not. It doesn't seem as much.
Because there were less bowl games. Now there's bowl games for everything,
and everything is like the taquito freaking.
And also, it feels like
Sugar Bowl or whatever.
We had some great. I say we. I'm turning into a sports fan. Growing up, it felt like there were bigger names that took over. And for me, growing up, that was 10 years ago. But like Tim Tebow, Cam Newton, it felt like there were bigger moments. Like I remember Cam Newton at Auburn. Oh my God, 10, 12 years ago, bro. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh, look at me. I was looking at Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, Bernie Kosar, guys like that back in the day.
I mean, Bryce Young might be it from Alabama. He might not be.
Warren Sapp. I mean, that was the heyday of Miami.
Warren Sapp scares me, bro. I've never met Warren Sapp, and I want to, and I'm afraid of him.
I'd love to meet Warren.
He played for the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember this because when I was in elementary school, I was a car line attendant. Like I was like, my responsibility after school was to do car line.
Yes.
And Warren Sapp and some of the other Bucks players at the time, I'm blanking, Mike Allstott. Yeah. Their kids went to the school I went to. So anytime I got their car and had to load their kids up, I was so excited. I was like, Dad, I got to put their kids in their car today.
That's super cool. You're going to have that moment if you go to Ian's place too. NFL players come by, Michael Clayton from Countdown to Kickoff.
And that's what you were talking about, diversity earlier. And that's what what's cool is we've got everything from former NFL players all the way up to college professors, garbage men, landscape guys. It's just everybody, nobody judges.
I love that.
It's just chill.
That's what Ryan was saying the other day when I asked him about it. I'm like, you're always at this, like, you're always going there to edit our podcast. And he's like, yeah, you can find businessmen there. You can find the hippies there. You can find
our photographer, Greg Booty. I love that last name. I met him at Dignitary on a Friday night.
See?
The person that helped me move into this apartment, Greek Jimmy, I met him there.
Yeah. Everyone has a name, Greek Jimmy.
Well, there's like 5 Jimmys that go. It's crazy.
That's the one thing. You got 7 Seans and 5
Ryans.
5 Ryans.
It's all the millennial names.
And just one Allessia.
And one Allessia.
Are you going to come? Because are you going to be one of those people that's going to say you're going to come and then you don't come?
No,
like, I'm going to come and then you don't.
Have to.
I'm already planning on it. I'm like, I want to go tonight. Can I come tonight?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Tell me the hours. Tell us the hours.
We're open until 2 a.m.
I have a massage booked at 9 p.m. So I'm going to come before and then I'm going to go to my massage.
Yeah.
Is that a good plan?
We're open until 2 a.m. Sita's going to be closing tonight. So my daughter will be working the bar. She's super cool. Very, very.
She makes the best drinks. Shout out to Sita.
Okay, I'll get Sita. I want to do Frank, but I'll settle for Sita.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there tomorrow night for the Christmas party.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Frank, you having a good time, man?
Yeah.
I mean, you always seem like you're having a good time.
I want to know,
unless you're mad.
If you could talk about any topic, Frank, lay it on us. Ryan just glanced at his invisible watch on his wrist.
I did not glance at my invisible watch. I glanced at the watch that said we should take a break because this bit's dying.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Happy Hour will be right back.
What'd you say, Frank?
Hey now.
I
always wanted to say that on the radio.
Hey now.
Well, you said it on a podcast that's going to manifest into a radio show.
Will be on the radio.
Oh my God, is our time spent list. Why didn't I hit you up sooner? Why didn't I make the post sooner? Allessia.
You say this, but I think it's because I just listened to our show. Like, it's me making the times.
So you're listening 800 times a week?
I
mean, they're not huge numbers, but it's something for no promotion. None. I have nothing. I have people that say that they built me and that I'm nothing without them.
Organic growth.
You got me. It's all right.
Baby, I always have you, man. This got weird. This following segment has been brought to you by westchaseprinting.com. Those business cards that I passed out, I got them at westchaseprinting.com, man.
Nice
DJ
cards,
Tone
man.
Tampa, one of the best DJs around. Quick plug as well. What's the name of the DJ, Casey? What's his DJ name? Let's give him a plug.
Transistor.
Yes, dude. And it's like every third Saturday of the month, correct?
Yes.
That he's there.
Saturday, acid house music at Dignitary Kava House. Yeah,
it's so much fun, bro. Yeah. I'm from Chicago. I don't know if you can tell by my accent and the way I talk and everything, but it was yeah, dude. It was huge there. EDM music and house music and disco and everything. So when you guys have those electronic acid nights, I'm sitting back like feeling like I'm a kid again.
So
listening
funny.
It's fun. It really is a good.
Dude,
time.
it's legit.
And it's growing. We're gonna start doing it probably twice a month, but we're gonna
and it's fun. Saturday nights.
In college, I worked for, this is downtown Orlando.
Yeah.
I worked for a house music club. I was the door girl. But this was before house music was like, EDM like wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
It was just like electric, what's the carnival that can't come to Orlando?
EDC.
EDC was like that year coming for the first time and people were like, what is this? Not like there were no festivals at the time, people. So take yourself back to that. Okay, this is before festivals came back and made an appearance. So I'm working at this house club and it was mostly Europeans and Brazilians, but I'm about it now. This is fun.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is Swedish and he does that Swedish
house mafia.
You don't like that?
Yeah, I'm old school, man.
What is your old school then?
Yeah.
I like reggae and blues. You know,
You like rock and roll?
I love rock and roll.
Me too.
Oh, I'm so sick of rock and roll. It's the same thing over.
I'm a huge Primus fan.
But you listen to different rock and roll. I hate when people are like, "Oh, put on AC/DC." Yeah, this is everything you can hear on the radio. The same 7 songs every hour. You can listen to a podcast with original content.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
But I'm not throwing any shots.
Please don't be offended. He's sorry in advance.
Call
I would
Hoppe
never.
now. 856-49-HOPPY. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Or chat him live via the Hoppe Radio app.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Oh yeah, we're about to leave soon. Frank, you having a good time?
This is cool, man. This is really fun.
So I got a critique from this guy named Brian Donovan. I don't know if you remember Munchie on the radio in 93.3 FLZ.
Munchie, no.
He worked with Kane. Well, he's legit, and he's the reason that I have Allessia. He told me that Happy Hour would never get on the radio unless I added a female co-host. And when you have an executive and a badass from iHeartMedia telling you what to do, you're going to listen.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So he had a critique. He had one that I was unaware of because I'm such a narcissist and such a self-centered only child that when I had Courtney Brown on, which we will have on again, I didn't let him talk. That I made it all about me. That I talked a little bit too much and could have let him finish his answers. So, Frank, I want your approval because it means... Sorry, Courtney.
Seriously, sorry, Courtney.
Even though it's a lot of listens. Frank, do you think I've been fair? Absolutely. I've given you enough talking time? I haven't kept interrupting you and talking over you while you're giving me the answer?
No, man, it's been cool. I enjoyed it.
It's all because of the kava, man. It just chills you out, bro. It just chills you out.
Kava, it's honestly, it's something everybody should experience. Yeah, it really is, because there's a mind, body, and spiritual aspect to it, and that's the thing I'm trying to promote. I want this crazy world. I want people to come together, and put all our differences aside and just freaking be as one. And Kava can help us get there.
And it's barely political there. And even when it gets a little political,
fuck politics.
It gets shut down. Whenever politics gets brought up in any fashion, it gets shut down immediately. No, we don't allow that at Dignitary. I say we as if I own it.
It's all right. You can shut it down if you need to there.
You know what it should be like? It should be like the people that own the Packers when you have a little bit of...
everybody get a little piece of the bar?
Of the Dignitary. Yeah, I feel like you should do that.
Nah, I'm still trying to get my little piece.
I think we all are. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can always leave us a message on the iHeartRadio app by using the talkback feature. Honestly, I am so grateful that I have Allessia as a co-host and that I have you as a guest.
You guys are awesome.
Because before I added Allessia, I would have just played something like this.
Renowned anti-Semite Kanye West.
And would have yelled for an hour about this.
Shocking appearance yet.
But now that I have 3 people in the room,
birthday party!
I don't have to listen to the annoying TMZ voice, and I don't have to listen to these asswipes.
Their son Saint's 7th birthday.
Yeah, I would have been like, yeah, Kanye West is a deadbeat father, because he kind of is. Yeah, Kanye West sucks, because he kind of does. But now that I have you here, I don't have to resort to that.
Nah, no Kanye bashing.
Frank, what are your thoughts on Kanye?
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I miss the old Kanye. Like Pete Davidson wore on his shirt.
Kanye's misunderstood.
Make Kanye West 2006
I agree.
again.
I really do. And
he should not be famous. That man should not.
My God.
He's talented to be famous, but with his mental health issues, somebody that is that mentally ill should not be famous.
Right.
85% of the famous people have mental health issues.
But
That's what gets them
specifically
there.
Kanye, when you look at, he reminds me of Antonio Brown. Although AB's worse, bro. What the hell happened with that arrest warrant? How do you have an arrest warrant for 3 weeks and then it gets thrown out?
AB's a spoiled athlete.
Ryan's talking points are his ex-girlfriends.
No.
Why
your
Kanye?
talking points are your exes. Because when have I brought up my ex? No. When have I brought up... I turned off your mic. When have I brought up my ex? Did I bring her up today? Did I?
You did.
No, I did not.
You did.
When did I bring up my ex?
right now.
Is my mic back on?
Yes.
Ryan's always talking
Sassy
about
over
why
here.
Kanye West shouldn't be famous.
You're the best, Allessia. You call me out of my BS, even though I didn't bring her up, and I wish her nothing but the best. Frank, what do you guys have coming up at Dignitary?
We got the Christmas party, Marijuana Christmas tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
We've got the house music every other Saturday.
Yeah.
And
you having another market soon?
We will be. It hasn't been announced yet, but we'll have a market coming up.
It's always a good time.
Probably in January.
Explain what the hell the market
Well,
is.
this Friday night we'll have a market as well, along with the Christmas party. We're going to have vendors.
Sir.
So there'll be vendors and stuff out there tomorrow night.
And if you're a vendor, and you're a vendor that takes part in having it be specifically food, bring out your munchie food.
Yeah, food. Food. I love
You
food.
get
You're going to have a lot of people that'll buy it.
There's going to probably be a food truck.
Do you get hungry like munchies on kratom?
No, it actually suppresses
kava?
appetite.
Why do you think I've lost 25 pounds?
Oh my
That barely
gosh.
worked out.
All the benefits.
I mean, some people like little snacks here
I'm
and there.
literally
but,
going
yeah.
today before my massage.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea? Ryan,
I'm going right now.
That would
right now it's
kava
154.
before the massage would be great because it would relax you.
I need to chill out clearly because I'm on edge, calling
don't
Ryan
say
out,
that.
having my microphone shut off on me.
Yeah, I didn't bring up things from the past.
So I need to chill out. Ryan,
You do.
my oath to you 2023 is to maybe drink a little before our show so I'm nicer to you.
Drink what?
Frank,
Bottle
would
of
I be
scotch?
nicer? No.
I'll have to drive you home.
Just get a mason jar, $15 refills.
I'll be in the drive-through line picking up your kids like, yeah, Mom got a little drunk during the podcast.
We'll just be drinking kava. So.
You seem like you probably had crazy nights when you were drunk. I imagine 24-year-old Allessia just out. You've even said it. You were getting McDonald's at like 5 a.m.
I still have an ankle injury from like breaking my ankle.
Well, also,
like in high heels years ago. It still
we
hurts.
spoke about this before, and the person that I lied to was not in the room. You see this chipped tooth?
Oh, yeah.
I was walking home drunk at age 19 from an underage drinking party, and it was -20 out, and I slipped on some black ice and chipped my tooth, and my dad knew that I drank, and I learned to my mom, but what are you going to do when you're 19?
Your mom,
not underage drink?
Your mom's here, though, and I'm dying to know if she knew.
Tattoo?
Like mother to mother, okay? Because I'm a mom of 2, and you have Ryan, and I want to know, did you catch him in lies but just not call him out on it? But you knew, or you just genuinely did not know?
I would suspect, but not want to believe it. So I didn't really
Denial.
Yeah, I was in denial.
Did you ever did he ever get disciplined?
Did your dad discipline you? I never did.
Yeah, he took away my phone.
No, I want to know so mom didn't discipline and didn't call out. Is that a good mom, Ryan? You speak so highly of mom.
Whoa.
You always are like,
first
I love
you bring it up
mom.
my
She's the
ex,
best.
and
Mom's here. She's
no,
amazing.
it represents more than I'm the scumbag for hiding it.
Hiding what?
Coming home drunk after
No, I
parties.
was just wondering, mother to mother, like how she handled. I'm seeking advice, Ryan. I'm seeking advice.
I thought you were saying
Because
she
I
wasn't a
think
good mother because I was able to hide being drunk after 12 shots.
No, I think you're such a model citizen. Your mother raised you right.
She
you're
did
looking
make
at me like I'm not being honest with you right now.
I'm scared of you, Allessia. What's going on in your life? You good? How's Hinge?
Oh my gosh. Segue. I'm trying to get motherly advice from the OG herself. Ryan Hoppe's mother is here from Chicago, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, Mom.
I don't know if I have any. I remember smelling his breaths and not sure if I was smelling it or not, and just not sure if I didn't really want to punish him.
Oh, he was your baby.
Yeah.
He was your baby. So you were like a nurturer. You were sweet. Were you sweet?
And I was so pathetic that No. Me now, I'm a fucking catch. Back then, no. I barely got invited to the parties. So it was sort of like how I got into radio. I kind of just snuck my way in. So literally, that was the same thing. I feel like my parents were grateful that I got invited to something for once. I had a party in 2009, a Sweet 16 party called Hoppe Bash, which was based off of...
Hoppe Bash? What?
And everybody went drunk and was drunk in our backyard and ditched me and then had a party at another dude's house a block over and then didn't let me in, even though it was the official after party of my party. And then I got messages this year.
He was branding from 16 years old. Hoppe party.
Hoppe Bash. Here's the best part.
Surprised you didn't burn the house down.
Here's the best part.
Hoppe Bash.
They thought, let's invite him to our 10-year reunion. Screw off! Kiss my ass!
This is fucking Hoppe Bash.
Never want to see you again.
Fire.
All you marketing experts, you, all my high school fellow graduates. But yeah, I wouldn't say I manipulated my mom, but here's the move
You were a normal teen. I mean,
Here's
who
what
didn't Frank? Did you lie to your mother ever?
My mother would beat the shit out of me. She's a little 4'11" Italian woman. We stole her car once, and
that's a no-no.
You've
Here's the
never
thing.
seen a bowl.
It was a small house, so what I would do is walk in and put my head down and go right to my room. And the few times my dad did smell it, my head was facing the side of the bed where I would be sleeping, and I would hear like my dad smelling my breath while my mouth is like open, yawning or whatever. So then the time it was 2011 Halloween. I dressed up as Kobe Bryant, but just wore his jersey. I remember there were kids that were like, do you want to put on blackface? I was like, absolutely not. I'm good. But what was funny was I came home and I slept against the wall that night, and my dad was trying to climb over the bed to smell me, and I'm like, get my blankets over my head, like, no, I will not give up.
Jesus.
But you know what? She should be proud. She gave birth to a son that knew when to leave the parties. I never got caught. All the cops always came.
You said that.
It was always when like the cheerleader and the quarterback were hooking up in the room, and then people were vomiting, and then kids were walking in with kegs. I'm like, yeah, I should probably leave now. One time I was leaving, the cops were coming. I was like, bye.
Smart choice.
I also may have broken somebody's window in the basement to get out. I didn't break it per se, but somebody else did, and we got out. But I didn't get the drinking ticket. And my high school was so lame. They were like,
how lame was it?
We are so pathetic. We are so pathetic at sports that we don't even care if we suspend a quarterback. We're going to go 2-14 either, whatever the record was. Like, all you hear about other schools covering up and protecting their athletes.
Frank,
no, John Hersey High School, they're like, no, we're going to.
It was like that in the 80s.
Spend you forever.
I went to high school in the 80s, and
you were doing what most kids were doing.
Yeah.
You're going out, you're partying, you're smoking blunts behind the bleachers.
Yeah.
Skipping school.
Well, not blunts. We rolled real joints back then.
Oh.
Alessia.
I'm sorry.
So you wanted motherly advice from my mom because you're a young mother.
Yeah, I want to know what Mama was like when she was a teen, because she's here talking about how she caught. Were you wild or were you tame?
No, I was a straight A student. I worked and participated in nothing.
Oh my God! Where did you work? What was your first job?
First job was Baskin Robbins, and second one was at Woolworths. It was like
Woolworths.
it's like a Walgreens.
Mint chocolate chip from Baskin Robbins is my favorite.
Bubblegum ice cream.
She was a good girl.
Yeah, I was.
Are you a good girl now?
Skipped a generation.
I think I am. My life's pretty boring.
Would you try kratom? Since this show is primarily about Frank explaining kratom to us, and you and I are both new.
Yeah.
Would you try it?
I'd be willing to taste it. Yeah.
So you and I are going to get our first shells together.
Sure.
Yes.
Kratom is served in a cup. Kava is served in a shell.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
You need to learn.
Gosh, I did nothing on this show today.
I'm just kidding. We're not going to end that way.
And you asked about them being like drugs. I would classify them more as dietary supplements.
Dietary supplements. Okay.
It's been an hour. It's been an hour.
Okay.
It went by fast.
I know, man. Time flies when I'm yelling. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Dignitary Kava House pretty much 7 days a week.
Social media?
Social media, Kava OG on Instagram, and Kava OG's Essential Oils for Wellness.
Alessia, where can people find you?
Allessia_Calandra on Instagram.
I'm so proud of you for updating your profile picture.
Thank you.
Oh my God, it's professional.
I used our picture from the other day,
I
the
know.
photo shoot from the other day. I think it's too serious. Like I look very serious, but it's the one we got, so I put it up for now.
Can you just be confident for once, please?
I love the photo.
Can you be?
Gosh.
You need confidence. I had to beg you to believe that you're gorgeous and that you would kill it on dating apps. You're like, oh. She goes, oh, would any guy want to match with me on a dating app? She says to me, one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen and a smart woman in Allessia. She goes, would I do well on a dating app? I go, oh, brother, we got to pump some confidence in you.
Your mom and I are going to go have some kratom or kava if we have the shell, because now I have it in my head. We're going to go find some honeys. Right, Mama? Yes, she said sure. Frank, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Mama, thank you for being here.
She
nodded.
She's in awe.
Yeah, at least you're not in Chicago.
Yeah. I mean, she'll be back in 6 days, and that's unfortunate.
But hopefully we
Chicago, what a great city.
We get the Florida winter the time you're here, so.
Yeah, of course, the one time she's here, that's when it's cold out.
Right.
The weather seems more like Christmas, cloudy and cold.
Yeah.
It does feel like Christmas. Hey, Santa Claus, I know you're not real and neither is God or anything, but like if we could totally have Hoppe and Allessia take over the radio in 2023, I don't really need any presents. Oh, wait, that's right. We've already taken over.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Money. And like that, he's gone.
Hoppe Hour is now over. Hoppe Hour is now over. Hoppe Hour is now over.